Welcome to Virtual Power Plants and Strata Buildings. A virtual power plant is comprised of a number of solar and battery installations that is distributed across a number of buildings. For example, you can have a virtual power plant across 50,000 residential houses, or you could create a virtual power plant from a number of apartment blocks. In California, there's a 60 megawatt hour battery planned across condos, which consist of 3,000 apartments. Australia is a world leader in virtual power plants. All these companies on the screen are involved in virtual power plant programs here in Australia. South Australia is creating the world's largest virtual power plant from 50,000 houses. Strata apartment buildings have advantages over residential houses when it comes to creating a virtual power plant. First of all, they're located in the higher density areas of the city where the electricity grid experiences the most strain during peak events, such as summer air conditioning peaks. Strata apartment buildings also have high ramp electricity lines connecting them to the grid. This allows the batteries in these buildings to discharge into the grid faster. Existing funds held by our strata apartment buildings are currently sitting in capital works funds or sinking funds, receiving very low amounts of interest, sometimes in the order of 0.55% or 0.65% per annum. Here's a map of 220 apartment buildings in Sydney's inner west, which are candidates to form a virtual power plant. If these 220 apartment buildings were cooperating together in a virtual power plant, you could create a distributed battery that's 1/3 the size of the South Australia big battery. Now, some people are saying it's very difficult to get strata committees to agree to installing solar panels or batteries onto the common property. Well, there's actually a Trojan horse manner of getting batteries into these strata apartment buildings. The Nissan Leaf, pictured below, is the first vehicle in Australia that has vehicle to grid capability. This allows the battery in the car to function like a battery that can discharge into the grid. A number of apartment buildings will install their own battery on common property, but those that are not interested in doing so, there may be an individual owner in that apartment building or a number of owners in that apartment building that buy electric vehicles that have vehicle to grid capability. There are a couple of local Australian innovations that make strata solar and batteries possible. On the left, you can see Sunman's lightweight flexible panels. These can be siliconed either horizontally or vertically onto apartment building roofs. Illume Energy's SolShare allows you to have a single solar system sharing solar power into a number of individual apartments. And Omi is an example of an EV car share that's dedicated just to that particular building. Only residents in the building are allowed to use the EV car share in the basement car park. Now, the New South Wales government recently updated the Strata Law in February 2021 to make it easier for solar and batteries to go into residential apartment buildings. So if you're interested in virtual power plants, you can register your interest in the Sydney Strata Big Battery at the website below. And we've also got some case studies and further information on virtual power plants in Strata. Thank you.